Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, based on your time zones. So I'm hoping everyone is doing good. And for this week, this is going to be so let's just go ahead and get a start with our domain 3, which is keep going on from the last few days. So today will be the fifth day of the offensive security, and this is the day 19 agenda, which is going to be yeah. Oh, so before this, there is going to be our agenda that is going to be the privilege escalation method, covering tracks by clearing logs, all these things. Means in simple, if two part I have to divide it, it is going to be the what is privilege escalation, and one part is cover your track. Okay. So actually that it is just the addition to the what we were learning till yesterday. Right? So we were first learning the few steps. So we started with first of all this week with the what is pen testing, right? Try to understand that what is it, the whole theory behind it. Then on day two, we go ahead and we talked a bit more about your after the pen testing. We were talking about the information gathering, reconnaissance, how to do that, all these kind of a thing. Then there was mostly the day which we were talking about the after information gathering, how to do the scanning. Then yesterday we were dealing with your enumeration part, how to do the enumerate, and then getting the use the exploit and the getting the access of your system. So in this whole series, we have done the exploit, and then there will be something which is called your privilege escalation. Then there is going to be the something like your cover your tracks, right? So all this is kind of included in one. We have tried to divide it, a day by day agenda over here, but this will be wholly a compilation. So it is two topics that is there, and these topics, they are not going to be very lengthy ones. So simply we will be going, and as I was saying, today is going to be a bit of the we'll be having, because these topics are small, so session might be a bit smaller as compared to the other days today. Okay, now today we will be going ahead, and first thing is privilege escalation. So what is privilege escalation? So this is the simply the the definitions of privilege escalation. So in the diagram as well, if you will see, someone here is going to be with the name of your, let's say, one user for Ajay. We created here the an account. So Ajay, when you will be going or working in the any organization, the user Ajay, or if I will be talking about, unless you are some admin or even the admin, some different admins, they have the different accesses as well, right? So they will have some different permissions, different set of permissions. They can't perform everything that is in there, right? So there is some limitation to what they can do. Okay, so just say for example, if I will be going ahead with the one example here, let's say there is a file. Okay, so who can read it, who can write it? Okay, that is the permission, a simplest permission. Not everyone will be allowed to read a file, not everyone will be allowed to go ahead and delete a file as well, and not everyone will be allowed to copy that file. So different people, different role, different privileges. Even who can write a script, who can simply delete a script, these kind of a things you will be doing on all these parts. Okay, so this is something that you might be dealing with on the different scenarios over there. Now when we are talking about these things, the attacker, let's say for example, attacker is here is when they were exploiting, they got the access as some normal user who doesn't have that much of a higher privileges. Now what they want to do, they want to all the way try to become a root user or a super admin user in any account. So this will be called escalating your privileges. So whatever initial privileges you were getting, you want to change them, and you want to become more and more aggressive user who will have more permission, can control whole system, because it has its own advantages, right? This is something that what we want to do. So as I was telling you, that today is going to be the whole compilation of what you have learned so far. Okay, now here we will be talking about the privilege escalation. It referred to the act of gaining increased level of access or privileges on a computer system or network beyond what is initially granted to a user, right? This is what I was talking about. Then there is going to be this can be achieved through the different means such as exploiting vulnerability in system or using the social engineering tricks, tactics, you know, to just simply trick those authorized user into revealing some sensitive information that can help you to become the your super admin user that is going to be in there. So simply we become, yeah, someone that like, become the more powerful. Yes, just like a king. We want to rule over everything. So this is our motive behind the privilege escalation over here. Now, if I'm talking about the types of your privilege escalation, there are going to be the two types of privilege escalation, vertical and horizontal. So what happened, like here we have given an example that there was one user, Mary. So Mary, for example, if you are familiar with the bit of the basics of Linux, you'll be familiar when I am writing the ID. So, if I'm writing 1000, 1000 mean this user is not a root user. What is the user ID of a root user? Zero. User ID 0, group ID 0. Okay. Then if, just like root are usually in the Linux, you'll be finding similar to this in Windows, we have the administrator. So what is the user ID of the administrator? UID. Alice. Alice was the attacker. So what Alice did, Alice goes ahead and get the access on the system, but Alice got the access as the Mary, right? So Alice is hacking into the Mary's account. So, all the permission that attacker will be having at this point is going to be all related to the permission given to this 1000 Mary. Now, attacker want to escalate it. Attacker was trying to exploit some running some local execution tools, some finding some vulnerability, and attacker got success another account, but that account was for the Peter. Peter is still not a particular, your admin user. He is having some ID like, your 41, right? 41, something like that. So Peter is also not the your admin user. So when you have two user who is not the admin user, what you are going to do? Again, it might be, your Peter could be having the different permissions as well. So in this particular case, what is going to happen? You know, again, attacker, they are going to be, okay, so we were talking about the escalation. So first you were getting the access as the Mary, which was having the ID 1000. So you try to go with the Peter. Peter was having the ID like 41, having the different set of privileges, permission, and then using, let's say, for example, Peter's account or Mary's account, you again try to do hack and just try to give you the more and more permission yourself. Then you get yourself access as the administrator or root. Okay. Now, when you are trying to go and get the access of another account and you got the Peter's account, that is going to be called your horizontal privilege escalation. And when you got the root, so that is going to be called your vertical privilege escalation over here, right? So there are generally two type of privilege escalation, horizontal and vertical. Vertical privilege escalation. In this type of privilege escalation, an attacker or an authorized user, it gain the higher privileges or access level than what they were initially authorized for, right? So this is something that what people they will be doing over here. Now, horizontal, in this type of privilege escalation, an attacker or unauthorized user gain the same level of access as another user or entity, but to a different resource or to a different system. Means just a different set of permissions for that user it is going to be in there, right? So this is the two different kind of the privilege escalation that is going to be in here, right? Now, you know, if I'll be going ahead, it will be all about gaining access to a root user by exploiting a vulnerability. So in these screenshots, you'll be saying enumerating the particular target, you enumerate it, they are enumerating here in the screenshot, you are looking for VSFTPD 2.3.4. So yesterday I have already shown you this thing in advance, right? That you search for the VSFTPD to check for the any exploit. Then you go ahead and then you use that exploit, and then you got the shell with the root access, and you can check that over here that whether you are the root or not. Okay, so this thing again, if I will take you back to the Kali machine, okay, so if you remember, okay, too fast, okay, so that was fast. Why? Because yesterday we have seen the same thing over there, right? So this is going to be the same part. Again, if you want to take me back over to the slide, this is the same thing that what we were doing yesterday. If you will see, this is what we have done yesterday as well. We were having the Metasploit as the target. We search for the VSFTPD backdoor over there. Then we search for the exploit. Okay. And then we use that exploit, and then we get the shell access. So all this thing practically, because I'm about to show you, that's why I was taking, fasting it to shoot. Okay, I was, shooting that fast. Okay, why? So first of all, if you remember, I created a particular uh, directory in the desktop. Then if I will do the ls, you will see three files were there. So nmap scan ftp-nm. So if I will read that ftp-nm file, so if you remember yesterday, that's why I was saying that all these things are connected. So since yesterday I was preparing you, all of you guys, for today's session, right? So that's why you will be seeing that I was coming together all the one. So yesterday till yesterday you will see the complete 2 hour session without break I was having. Why? Because we can come to this finale which is we are having today. So here we are having this anonymous FTP login which is allowed. After that there was VSFTPD backdoor one which was saying that you will be getting the access over here. Now, to use this one, if you remember, what I need to do was I was going ahead and I was starting the Metasploit framework, right? So we will launch Metasploit framework first. So it will be setting up its, database and all other things over here. So this is going to be the one part, and I think size is enough. And for now, let me make it full screen. Okay. So this was my Metasploit framework, and we are gonna go ahead and we are going to use this knowledge over here right now. Now, what I will do is let's just go ahead and run something like here first of all. Okay, we were going to search for what? VSFTPD. Okay, I'm just searching for this line. You will see I'm getting something like VSFTPD 234 backdoor, right? So this is the one exploit and we have used it already yesterday. So what I have to do, use 0, enter. And if you remember, I was showing you this, that no payload was configured and it is going to be defaulting to the command cmd unix and interact. Then what we were doing, we will be going ahead and we will be simply typing the, your show options. In the show options, we need to set up the R host. So we will do something like this: set R hosts. And oh, sorry, the value we haven't given. Set R host 192.168.20.149 was the metasploitable to, right? Now, when this is enabled, I will go ahead and surely I will be doing something like your, again, I can check whether the, with the show options, whether my R host is set or not. And then simply I was pressing the command like run. So hopefully my metasploitable machine didn't die. Oh, good, it didn't die. So here I can have the shell connection over here. So it is saying that command shell one connection open. So one thing that I can do, I can simply search for commands like who am I, which will be saying using which permission, which user's permission you are logged in. You can see root. Okay, so this is directly giving you the root access, this exploit over here. You will be saying, okay, what is my ID? you will already seeing UID 0. This is something that I was asking about. UID 0 for root, group ID 0 for root. Then we are gonna go ahead, or you can just open a shell connection as well. So shell, and it will be trying to add some interactive shell for us. Let's see whether how successful it is. Okay. Okay, no. Okay, it is not giving us this slash bin slash bash. Let me try to generate it by myself. Okay, when I run this thing, it is telling me I'm the root at the Metasploitable itself, right? So I can check it out. I can, see these kind of a thing, and I can simply say exit this one, exit this cell connection, exit, and exit. Okay, so here you can see we are having that shell connection, and I was the root account. So directly from here, you can become the root at any point. Okay, and I could have used this one, okay, or this one, or any other one. Like, I don't know, yesterday we were talking about that IRC one, so we can use that one as well. If you want to use that one, here there was your IRCD, Unreal IRCD backdoor that was there. Okay, so I was telling you that you can use your any of the command, right? So here, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and okay, later when we'll be on the clear track, so there we can use those things, or here as well. So it's just up to us. So like here, I can try to open a shell connection with the Unreal IRCD. So let me do the search, Unreal IRCD, and see there is going to be that one Unreal IRCD backdoor that is there. Again, I can do something like use 0, and this time the difference was I was not getting that, you know, shell found, and then that kind of a whole warning. So this time for this one, if you remember, I was doing this show payload, enter, and anyone I can use. Okay, I can use this reverse Ruby, I can use the CMD Unix, reverse anything. So I will be going with the set payload to your 5. Okay, with this show the options over here. Now once I will be going with the show options here, directly I can do the something like your R host, and with the R host I haven't set R host or L host, any of these things. So set L hosts, and that is going to be my Kali machine's IP address. Okay, 192.168.20.133. So yesterday I was telling you L means localhost, means the machine which is doing the attack. Then there is going to be the something like your R host, remote host. So remote host is going to be my target. Oh no, target is 149. Okay, so I will be doing this thing. Again, I can check the options. So with the show options. So here you can see localhost is set, target is set, and simply I need to type the run. And this time command shell session 2 is open. Again, I can check who am I. You are the root. ID of a root is UID 0, group ID 0, and then again either you can run the shell, or try to get yourself like slash bin slash bash, which will be spawning a bash shell. Okay, it did not work. So first of all, I will go with the shell command, try to get a more interactive shell. Then either I can wait, or I can simply type slash bin slash bash, not the very interactive one, I will say. Here you will see this time I'm getting the your more interactive, and it is telling me where I am right now as well. So this kind of a thing we can simply perform, and with this one directly I am getting some of the your cell connection directly. Now I will be showing you few more examples of doing the privilege escalation. So for that, what I have done, I'm having, if I will go and come out of this screen, there is another machine. So I will not show you that how I am going to hack this or anything. So this is the academic, which is a web application based your machine. So how to find vulnerability in the web application, then from there uploading the reverse shell and getting the connection, all that kind of thing we will be doing over here with the academic, right? So for that, what I have already done is I have already gone ahead and uploaded the shell and everything over there. I need to just go ahead and make a connection over there. So this part, because this will be again used later on, so I will leave it like this for a few minutes, okay, and come back over here. So by that machine, again, you can do the simply in a your new shell, you can go ahead and you can simply run the ARP scan like this. You'll be finding out apart from the 149, 137 is a particular your machine over here that is running. So you can run a script, all those steps that we have just discussed yesterday, day before that, you can perform them. After that, you will be come to the conclusion that this is your what I would say. This is going to be your web application based machine, which we need to solve. So if you'll be looking for that one, this is going to be this machine. And from here, you have to go and try to find the whole, way. So what in this machine I have done, if I will give you the overview of it, I have first gone ahead, try to find vulnerability in the web application. Through that, I got the admin access. Then I enabled some of the, options over there. And then I got the option to go ahead and directly upload something like your uh, reverse shell in this machine. So that reverse shell will be, in here, and it will be running on a specific URL. So I will be going ahead and first of all, just give me a second. Let me just simply have that whole URL working like this. Okay, I will put it on the new. Okay, I will put it on this URL. Okay, here, right? I have changed the URL if you will notice this one. But before I start running this one, I need to make sure that the reverse shell that I am running right now, it is going to connect me on the port number, my target machine or my sorry, attacker's machine on the port number 1234. So what I will do, I will use netcat. Okay, so that part to uploading reverse shell or everything, that's not our concern for the day. Okay, so if someone want to practice, you can practice the different steps, by yourself. Here we are focused on the privilege escalation right now. So what I have done, I have gone ahead and I have already, make all the changes and everything. So here I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to get something like netcat, and I will be listening to the your incoming connection over here. Oh, sorry. With the P, I need to provide the port number 1234. At this port, I will be listening for any incoming connection. Then I will go back and run this URL. So when I will be running this one, you'll be finding out that if I will go back, you will see I was listening to this and one machine, which is 137, it connected, which is with the name Linux Academic. It come here and it is connected over here and opening this connection over here. So I can go and do something like who am I? So it is telling you that you are the Apache over here. If you are the Apache, what is your ID? This is going to be your ID. Now guys, whatever I am doing, it will be requiring bit of the knowledge of your Linux, with that bit of the knowledge of having something like experience in the, if you are hosting the web application, in which directory it is usually get deployed and all those kind of a basic knowledge as well, right? So right now you can see your user ID is 48. You are not a root user. So if I will do present working directory, so I'm in the root right now, and if I will do ls-l list over here, there is going to be this root directory where if I will try to change directory and go to this root, So it will directly say permission denied. Why? Because as a user, I don't have permission to go to this root directory over here. Now my task will be, okay, somehow I can go ahead and find the, higher account over here. So what I will do, I will be searching for the something like uname. Okay, I will type a command first of all, uname -a and enter. This is going to be Linux Academic RTB1, which is running on this IP address 2.6.31.5, right? On this one, it is specifically running. So what we are going to do, we are going to go ahead and we are going to, let me just show you one thing. So this is the version 2.631.5, right? So this is the Linux version. So I will look that is there any kernel exploit or any exploit in the database through which I can take advantage. Okay. So for that, what you can do, you can simply go again back to the, here, the browser. And first of all, you are here and I can simply search for something, where it is in this one, right? So Linux version is what? Something like this. Okay. If you want to copy the whole thing, it will be directly giving you everything. So that's why I don't want it to copy the whole thing. But again, if you can search here, you can go this one and the kernel exploit in the what exploit DB, or you can generally search as well. Exploit DB will be first one which will be popping you or giving you some results. So here it is. Like in exploit DB is a website where you will be finding out, it is hosted by the Rapid7 itself. So you'll be seeing here, it is the collection of your whole, different, your exploit itself, right? There is going to be this. So you can download this. You have one option to download this thing. Then this is the ID of my particular exploit over here for this version of the Linux. So I'm having this thing. Now what I can do, uh, you know, one thing is that you can directly go ahead and try to go and, this is the our particular, whatever we can say, uh, exploit. So if you will see here, read about this one. So you can see it is a C type of a file. Okay, so what I can do, I can go here, go back. So I have this name of the exploit now. So what I can do, one more thing, either I can download it from here, and another benefit of your having that Metasploit framework installed in the system. So when you install Metasploit framework, when you when you install Metasploit framework, with the Metasploit framework, one more command line utility also installed, right? Command line utility. Utility, it also got installed, and with the name search exploit, which is going to be what is happening with the MSF. An exploit database also got installed. So where you will be seeing all of your exploits pre-written, or or already existing in your system. So what I'm going to do is in another tab here, I will in my desktop, I will go to my desktop. Okay, there is going to be a directory with the name, oops, hack. Okay, now in this directory, I am gonna go ahead and I am going to, simply just a minute before I will show you anything. There is already the file. So what I'm going to do, let me just remove this and clear this thing. Okay, just give me a sec. RM. Okay. So if you will see in this directory, I am having only one file with the name php reversal.php. Now, what I will do, I will go with this search exploit, and what was the your name like this. I will search for this exploit over here. So with the search exploit command, I give that number ID, and now I will know that this exploit name is this 15285.c. right? So this is the one thing. Now what I need to do is, this is in the exploit database. If you will see its path is this completely. So first I need to download this. So what I will do, I will be going in here, uh, this place. Uh, so first of all, I want to copy this whole thing. I want to copy this file. So its path is this. So I have to copy this and then this file. Okay. Then space. Now you have to give the whole path where you want to give this one slash root. I could use shortcut, but for those people who don't know shortcut, so I'll be going with the long way slash root slash desktop slash hack. And in this folder where I am right now, I'm saying copy this exploit in here. Okay. Now ls-l. So you can see I am having both files over here, PHP reverse shell and 15285. Reverse shell I already uploaded, right? So we haven't gone to this part. And now what I'm going to do, I need to upload this file. So for that, what I'm going to do is I will be going back to the academic website. Okay. So I will be going to the academic over here and 192.168.20.137. Okay, this was the one. Here I will be going on to this part and I will be going to the admin portal over here. And I already know the username and password over here for this machine. I'm already in there. So in this part, I will be going on to the upload option, browse the file and upload this kernel exploit over here. Okay. And yeah, it might be, when I'll be doing this, it might get bit. Okay, it is saying the type C file is not allowed. So I need to go there and in these options, I need to change few things like this, that allow C type of file to update, then come back, again browse, select and upload the file, right? So it is telling me a whole reference that where it is uploaded, right? This file is where it is uploaded over here. So I will keep in this thing in mind and I will come back to this place. Now, those people who haven't worked with this, okay, so the simple question will be, whenever you are uploading a file and you're hosting Apache server, where it is usually got uploaded. Okay, so I think if you are familiar with this folder, var, this directory, right? So we have to go where? cd var. Okay, so we will be in there. I can check where I am right now. I am in the var folder slash var. Now I can try to go onto the cd here. After var, if I will do ls, there will be a www file. Okay, so I uploaded this file. It is going on to this location slash academic rtb wp content. So where will be the path for this? In the Apache server, because we are running with the Apache. So in var, and then there will be this www cd www. Okay, and if I will do again the ls over here, so there is going to be the html, right? So cd html, this folder, and then you do the ls. There is this academic rtb one which we were seeing here in the message that it is uploaded here in this location. So I will do what? I will be simply switching till this point to this directory. Okay, I will go here to my machine and cd to this folder directly. Oh, there is something, nothing like this one. No, there should be. Okay, you can see it is not very interactive shell. My arrows are not working. So cd slash. Okay. Hmm. Okay, only up to the. Okay, as you can see, we're not a very interactive path. So here we will go. Up arrows are not working. Okay, look like I need to copy this one by one. CD academic RTB1. Okay. Then if you do the ls, there will be this WP content which we are looking for. So what I will do, I will be going here and going with this something like this, Control Shift C, Control V. Oh, again, I forgot. Up arrow and down arrows are not working in this cell because it's not very interactive one. So here CD to WP content. And if I will do ls here, you can see this is my file 15285, which I uploaded on my target. Okay, Linux file permissions, different permissions, that is going to be here, like what is owner, user, group, others permission, right? Like read, write, execute, what are these things? So this link I am just pasting here. First of all, this Kali Linux command, basic commands, and all these ones. So yes, so some of the basic command, copy, cat, cd, mir, rm, why to use this thing, how to use this thing, this is going to be in there. Now, there is going to be the one with the permission, which I, personally use a lot of time. Okay. Another one, just a minute. Uh, where is that link? I need to check my bookmark. Just give me a sec. And it is in the very simple and easy language, this one. Okay, here, user group others, read write permission. Okay, so you need to understand read is given like, here, if you will come to this point, read, write, execute permission. R represent read, W represent write, X represent execute. Here, first part is user, second for the group, then for the others. And then even, these things has the numbers as well, like write 2, read 4, and read write, oh sorry, and execute will be having the your 1. So if you have to give someone the read write execute like this rwx, so instead of that you can directly give that person 7 as well. And how to use this, so there will be the use of the chmod, modifying the permissions. Okay, so you can use commands like chmod as well to changing the permissions, modifying the permissions, or a chown for changing the ownership. So this is another very good of the my personal favorite website. So for those people, this will be one thing. Why I'm showing you this thing is because I am about to use some commands, and those people who are not familiar, they might feel bit overwhelmed at this particular point. That's why I'm showing you this all thing in the very simplest possible way where you can read these things out. Okay, now I will go back here. So I was having this 15285.c. It is a C file. So let me create an object out of it. Okay, so if you're familiar, to run this C program, I will be using gcc command. Then file name 15285.c, and its output, like in Windows, if you have seen, we create an exe file, an object. We will be creating that with the hyphen o command and give it the name exploit. Okay, if I will do ls now, you will see a file with the name exploit. So this is my exploit which I need to run, just like exe file, you double click and it run. It is similar to that. Now I need to run this thing, and for this thing I need to modify it permission. I need to give it the execute permission. So I can give it like, there is a command chmod plus x, execute permission to this file, and write exploit file name. Okay, so we give the execute permission to this one. Now I will do something like dot slash and file name exploit. Okay, and enter. Now I don't need to do anything. I don't want to write my own code. So if this is a method of kernel exploit, right? I know which kernel my Linux was running and I exploit it, and it is, I found pre-written query. So if someone wants to write the the whole code by yourself, that is also the path, right? Finding the weaknesses and doing it, that is just up to you. So I did this, it triggered and it ran. Now simple again, I will do who am I. This time you will see you are a root. What is my ID? UID 0. So if you remember, we started with somewhere where you were just the Apache server and your ID was 48, right? Group ID was 489. You're not part of this. And now I'm logged in as the root user over here. Okay, so I will try to generate the didn't work, right? I tried to generate the bash shell, it didn't work, but now I know I am the root user, so I can try that. So remember when I was on the file system and I was doing something like this, that I was trying to go inside this root folder, it was saying not allowed. Now I will try to go in here, cd root, and then do the ls-l and enter. Then you will see what you have, the file content over here. Even you can check present working directory. You are the root. Okay. So this is going to be the one part which you can always use, right? So this is what you can find for the kernel exploit. You can go search and do the privilege escalation by yourself. So this is one way of doing your things as well, doing the privilege escalation here. So I was a I would say a user who was not having the root permission, and now I become the root user over here. So this is the one thing that I'm doing, and I'm happy with it. So I will do what? I will type exit. Okay, back, not working. So exit -y, not. So yeah, look like I need to go with the exit again, and I'm back. Right, great. So I'm out of it, and this is why what I did. I completed the privilege escalation here. So just I wanted to show you the idea. First, I was thinking that okay, let's just tell the theory because then it will be taking a lot of time. But yes, it's good. Okay, that we have seen this thing. Okay, so what we did in here, because we were having already I have uploaded the shell and everything was in place. I already got the username, password, and everything, right? So what I did was, first of all, I initiated a connection listening to an incoming connection from my target machine. I started that and my machine connected with it. So this is the privilege escalation is after that, means initial your exploitation or initial access was completed. Then when I got the access of my target machine, I found out that I am in the Linux academic. When I did the who am I come to know I am not a root user, I am an Apache user. So what I did again, I run the ID, I check, double cross it, double check it. Then I was the 48. I am not a root user. I am a simply non-root user. So what I did, I try to check the present working directory with this one as well. That what it is. You will see it is the your this one. So what I did, I tried to go to the root. I found out because I was Apache so user, it didn't allow me. Then there is going to be the your uname -a, okay, command. You run the uname -a command. Then there is the Linux academic RTB1, and in this one you start running this whole command, right? So you start running Linux academic RTB1. You start having this, I found out this is my version, right, of Linux. So I go to the Google over here and I've tried to search exploit, kernel exploit. So I got to the exploit database. There it was saying that 15285 one exploit is there. So I can download it either from here, or because it is part of exploit database which is maintained by the Rapid7, that means it is already going to have the pre-install might be. This is already there in your search exploit, which is command line utility of Metasploit framework. So I go back, I search for that, okay, in the this one, right? With the search exploit 15285, I noticed the number already, right? That what was the number? That was the 15285. I searched for this in my there, so I found its path that this is the one. So I copied it with in which directory I was having. Once I was having it, I uploaded it, okay, through the that portal that I was getting option, right? I uploaded it and it was telling me that it is in the academic RTB1. So what I did again, I said, okay, that's good. So I go back to my root channel. With my root, what I did, I go ahead and I simply go to first, because it is hosted in Apache and it is uploaded. So all that directory will be hosted in the var. First I go to the var, then I go to the your www var www and html directory. Inside the HTML, this path was existing, academic WP content. So I reach out there. Once I reached there, I saw there was 15285.c already. So first I create an object out of it, an exploit, exe kind of a file I created. So I created an object of this program, which was the exploit. So after this, I go ahead and I give permission of execute to exploit so that it can execute. Then I use the command dot slash exploit and it run. And once it run, I don't need to do anything. I instantly become, once it finish functioning, I become the root user. So I simply run who am I? I was a root ID, 0, and then there is your whole. I was again try to go to the root directory and this time I was allowed and I can see the file inside because I am a root user. And after that I just simply exited the interface and this is what we have done and I completed the my privilege escalation over here. Right? So this is just the bit of a glimpse that what can be done in your privilege escalation, right? One way. Another way is you can write the whole query, but that was first I was going with that way, but it was very time taking. All 2 hours would have been invested in this one explaining different things. So I choose this kernel exploit method. So if you want to write your own, you can write that one as well. That's just up to you. Okay, so this is something that what we have done. So I think this one is completed task of this. IRC Metasploit. Oh, no, not this one. This is still reusable. So let me close this one and yep, close the browser as well in here. Close all tabs. And yeah, there is going to be the two directories only now. Okay, so this is one thing. So one thing we have done. Now let's just go back to our presentation. So although I was trying to end today's session a bit earlier, but look like we'll be having the normal time. Okay, so let's just go ahead. Now, this was the privilege escalation which we were talking about. Next thing is going to be the exploiting the window XP using the eternal brew over here. So what we will do, let's just go ahead and jump into the your virtual machine again. Okay, so one more thing we will be doing here. Uh, First, let me close the academic RTB one. This machine as well. Metasploitable to let it run because yeah, I have to do a few things over here. Let me open the window XP. This is the one very small machine it is going to be. So I'll be showing you the few simplest thing that can be possible with the window XP over here. So we'll be going with that. Just waiting for this to finish. Okay, so this here is directly showing me the account. So I think traditional practice we have to do. Okay, so what we have to do with ARP scan, we were doing the ARP scan here, right? Yeah, yeah, ARP scan. So we were running the ARP scan over here. Now, once you was doing this thing, so this 136 is the window XP machine for me. Now what you have to do, you will be going ahead and you will be working with the whole scenario over there. So again, either I can run the whole nmap and everything that you have learned from the last few days, you will be running those commands itself. So I will be using this nmap, okay, hyphen rather than that hyphen ss hyphen, okay, and not in this folder. Let me just go there, cd dot and um, there is an XP last one. So I will go into the XP folder so that if I need to install or download anything, so that should be in here. And any other file, if you want to delete it from here, you can do that. Am I having anyone? Okay, for our benefit itself, if you will see, already enum is here, enumeration is already here, and XP scan both result is here. Okay, but again I want to show you something. So nmap hyphen ss, or then hyphen p hyphen all ports you will be going with, hyphen sv version scan, then your hyphen o for operating system scan, and you can do something like 192.168.20.136 over here, and you can run this one. Okay, here it is. So it will be running and it will be taking its time. Okay, so we will be waiting for this, and it will be giving us the some ports which we can use later on. Okay, great. So it run. It is telling me that 135, 139, 445, all these are open. So what we can do, we can use any one of these. So there is, NetBIOS is running, means Samba 139.445 is indicating Samba service is going to run onto this one. So what I will be looking for, first of all, I will be looking for the something like your script. So same thing, locate and map slash scripts, and then from there I just want to grab the Samba ones, so SMB ones. Okay, so these are all Samba related vulnerability, lot of vulnerability right here that is going to be in there. Okay, so okay, few messages that I am getting like parrot OS default password. Default is actually root tour, if I am correct. Root is username, tour is the password. If it will not work, that means you might have used the one which is which might be set by you, right? Root and tour means reverse of root, just like that. Okay, root is username, reverse of that means tour is going to be password. Okay, now I was searching for the Samba. So SMB1. So what I will do, I will check it against all these vulnerability VULN rather than each one by one. What I will do, I will be simply running nmap hyphen hyphen. Oh, first, what we need to do, we need to mention the on which port you want to run this one. So let's just run it on the your port number 139. Okay, first we run on this one, port number 139 hyphen hyphen script. Then I will be giving this initial here till this one only. Let me check, copy, paste, and asterisk, all related to this one. And then target this one, right? And you can run this one. So here you can see a heap of results over here. A lot of the vulnerabilities are there, like CV291, okay, SMB MS08067. So usually I use this one to exploit itself, right? That use this one, but let's just see something different. Now MS1054. Okay, it is called Eternal Blue, Eternal Sunshine, Eternal Champion, Eternal Romance, which was used in the WannaCry ransomware itself. Okay, so Monday we are talking about the malware, but some demonstration you can see here as well, that how it is giving you the access. So here MS17010. So what we have to do, we have to use this one. So now what I will do, I will open MSF console here again. Okay, so it started. I will be searching for search MS, what was our 17010, something like this. Okay, so here lot of related one is there. So what I can do, I can make it more refined. I think it was written like this. Okay, so we can have exactly how it was written. Okay, MS17 hyphen 1 010. Okay, I think this is the same thing, right? So here you can see lot of there are some auxiliaries, and then there is the exploit. Like one is eternal blue, then there is eternal blue 8, right? So which one you want to use? So you can go and check option in everyone. So you can simply go, you can go ahead and you can check for the, your first one, that go there and use the, which one? Not the window 8 one, obviously. This is the one, eternal blue, which is going on. So you can check this one out over here, that use this one. This is the auxiliary, so we are finding more. There is MS17010, here as well. Samba 17010, so we can use this one. Then there is this PSEXE, executive OSS Cougar, your con as well. So different ones are there, right? So you can use first of all this first one means 2, right? So you can check them out one by one. So use the 2. Okay, so no configurable setter, but it is set to this one. I can go ahead and check this something like show options. So what I need to do there, this is just up to me. So I can go and check. I need to set the your R host. Then it is asking for if you have the Samba user Samba password. You can have that as well. You can provide that as well. Okay, I will go back from here. Then I will go with the another one. Again, I have to do the search. This time I'm going to go and use the this one, fourth one. So use 4. Okay, so this one is going to be in there. Now in this one again I will go with the show options here. So you will see again here is the same thing. It will be asking for the R host somewhere with the R port, R host also, and then L host as well. So oh, L host is already set. That's a good thing. So only the your R host I need to set. So set R host, and there is going to be the 192.168.2.136. This is the one, right? So we go with this one that we have set over here. Now simply we have to do is type the run command. Hopefully it is running, working properly, because sometime this one connection is refused by the remote host. Okay, so I have to check for the sessions. Any session, no active session means connection was totally refused. So this is actually this problem with this machine. So sometime I need to restart it. So again, I will be restarting this one, and then it should be providing me the password over here. Okay, so if you will be seeing that PSEXE process, your executables, I use this one because it is 32-bit, because this Windows XP is 32-bit. I need some compatible one with this one. So if my target was something like Windows 7, that eternal blue one would have worked properly. But with the 32-bit, this one, PSEXE, it worked much better. So that's why we'll be having something like this over here using this one. So I'm here, and again, I will try to run the commands like run, and this time successfully I created a connection, and I am having the metapreter shell open here. Okay, now first of all I will be doing like things doing like I will say get UID, user ID over here. So user ID, and it is saying anti-authoritative system, you are logged in as that. Then I will say system information, give me this sysinfo, that which system I'm logged in right now. So it is saying that you are logged in into the your Windows over here. So once we are in here, what we need to do next, one more thing I will be showing you, bit additional thing out of the context of whole thing. There is a command like hash dump. If I will run this thing, so if you guys are familiar that Windows, it keeps the password safe in the SAM directory. Okay, SAM folder. So from there, it goes ahead and it grab these particular your username and password. And how it is stored? It is stored like the username, then user ID, then your LM hash, and then your NTLM hash, right? Like this. Usually when your password is less than 14, it will be stored as the LM hash. When your password is more than 14, it will be stored as the NTLMS. And usually passwords are less than, people keep them less than 14. So this is there. So this is the whole term. This is the your username and hashes of what? These are the passwords. Okay. These are the hash of the passwords that you are seeing here. So if you remember earlier, again, I was asking you that your what is the UID for the administrator. So you can see here 500. Okay. So this is my username. These are my passwords. So if I will go to my Windows XP, which one I am using? I'm using this student account. So I will go back and check for the student. So this is going to be my LM hash, this part. So if I will copy this whole thing, this is the student, its ID, its LM hash till here. Okay, so let me copy this first, and then this is the NTLM hash. So now what I can do, online I can go and online I can check something like your LM hash cracker, right? Okay, online LM hash cracking engine. So we will be going here. In this part, we will be inserting the hash. Okay, let it load first. Let me increase the size of this as well and click on submit. Now, okay, something new it is saying. Okay, did I change the password over here? Not in the, oh, my bad. I have copied the NTLM hash. Okay, I will go in here and again check my, okay, check my password. So it's still unknown. Yes, go back, paste it over here and click on submit. Now you will see my password is this. Okay, first 7 word is this and last another 7 will be here. So first 7 is this PA capital S dollar PA dollar WORD, right? So I will be using this thing, jumping into the your machines over here, and in here I need to enter the password. That was the password and enter, and I will be in my machine over here. Okay, so this is going to be the Windows XP over here. Now, why I was showing you this thing is because next thing is going to be related to this one. Exploiting the Windows XP using the your eternal blue. So this is what we already done. So all these screenshots that I have put over here. So rather than those showing you those screenshots, I just simply go ahead and reach out to the part where we are using this thing. Now, from there, we will be jumping into the covering your tracks. So I'll be using this and that metasploitable connection that already I am having to show you the some of the things that can be done with the covering your tracks, or which we can see clearing your tracks as well. So here we have written the very, I have written the very simple language that why we need or to use the clear your track. So covering your tracks, or we can say clearing your track, is the last stage of the our pen testing methodology itself. So all your pen tester attackers, because we are talking about the white hat hacking, okay, with the permissions, we are the pen testers. Okay, this session's whole offensive part is to develop the white hat hacker, people who can follow the laws, right? Rules and regulation and laws. So here, white hat attacker, they will be covering their track. Even attacker, they do the same thing, right? So they will cover their track to maintain their connection in the system and to avoid any detection by incident response team. Okay, so there is going to be the your this is the one thing. Then because of the maximum ethical hacker or pen tester, they actually do not focus on this very last stage of methodology, means they cannot make themselves anonymous. So that's why we need to be focused on here, right? So this is something that is going to be in there, which we are seeing onto this part. So, this is the covering your text, means you don't want to get caught. In simple plain language, you don't want to get caught, or don't want to go, serve the jail time. So that's why we need to cover our, uh, tracks itself. So this is also called, your anti-forensic techniques as well. Anti-forensic technique, so that you don't get caught over there. So you will try to make difficult for the your forensic investigator to identify how an attack was happened, what was the step that was involved, right? So you might try to erase some evidence that attack, during the attack that has happened, and it might be, you want to cover some malicious event that was happening on a system. And this is the most viable in situation where you are doing something like, APT means persistent. You are where you are persistent means you are hidden in the system for a very long time, right? So you want, if I get access of a system, I want to control it for a whole year. So whatever I will be doing, I will keep clearing the tracks so that no one can detect that something wrong is happening with this machine. Okay, so the goal of this phase to hide all small evidences that would reveal the nature of the pen tester's deed. Since the phase prior to this one, the pen tester successfully avoid detection by firewall and intrusion detection system. Covering tracks compromise the two type of preventing strategies: real-time detection prevention, which is called anti-incident response, and post-factum inquiry prevention, means digital evidence gathering prevention, means anti-forensic. Two things you are doing. One, you are trying to, do not, so, you are not try to give incident response team any indication that something wrong with this machine. And second is later on as well, you don't want to get caught over there. So this is our goal with the you're covering your tracks itself. So in a pen test, you are actually, if I'm talking in terms of the pen testing, you are not truly hiding your attack from the organization. Why? Because already you have signed the, some contract with them, and you are hired to report the vulnerability to the client, not to keep them secret. Okay. But still you can try to cover your track in the end of the test to show that to the client that they will be having serious difficulties handling the incident, right? So we can show them that, okay, if we are able to clear our tracks, there was no incident alert that you got, there is nothing that even through the forensic you can do. If you are authorized to do so, first thing is authorized to do anti-forensic task or attack on your system should be allowed. If it is allowed, then only we can do something like this. Okay, else it will be of no use. Okay, so this is the one thing. Now, you know, even you don't want to delete all evidence of your attack, only later to be unable to present that evidence to the organization. Because why? Because you have to prove of compromise, P of C, proof of concept, proof of compromise you have to show. So you're not going to delete everything, but yes, some of the things you can show that, I kind of emit this thing. Why? Because I was able to delete these logs. So you should be, and while you are doing the pen testing, you should be careful that you are not making too much collateral damage, right? So you are not erasing any important data from the system. That also you should be prepared for. Now, there are different ways of going ahead and covering your tracks. So there is going to be like, clearing the whole event log, clearing the specific event log. Okay, changing and forging the event logs, erasing shell histories, shredding file or erasing data securely, changing the timestamp value. So a lot of things are there. So although we will not be able to do all things practically, but some of the things we will be mimicking over there. Now, when we are going to talk about this particular scenario of this whole thing is going to be like clearing the whole event log. Okay, so we can do something like this. So let's just start with this. So first of all, if you'll be seeing here as well, when I'm going with two things, one is whole event log and specific event logs we are talking about over here. So this is here, this is first they are starting with the metasploitable, but I don't want to jump over there because a very small demo over here. We are clearing the logs in the window. So here you can see, event viewer. That's why we logged in first. We need to log in. So once we logged in our window XP, we can look for the event viewer. Okay. Hmm, I pressed the wrong button, seems like. Okay. Uh, Come on. Oh. So finding the event is going to be tough. Oh, XP has been a long time. Search over here. So there should be the all programs. Okay, so people are guiding me over here. So we can have the event viewer over here itself. Okay, so this is the event viewer. We are over here. So here you can see application logs, security log, system log. That is going to be the part of it. Okay. So in here, when we are at this particular point, we can see the application log, security log, and all. So two things, why I'm just covering them together. So just like this, you can have different kind of the logs. So event viewer could be there. So we have two options. Either we can go ahead and first is clearing the whole event log. Second, clearing the specific event log. Two things are going to be present over there. So we will go there and first of all you can see it is also talking about this command in the metapreter shell which is called clear rev. So once you will be doing this, it will be clearing everything from there. So we can have this as well running like clear rev and it will be clearing all the logs that will be there. You can see logs then is going to be completely empty. Okay, over here. So this is something that even in the view, you can see customize and yeah, nothing that much that can be happening. But yes, just it is something that you can see application logs. You will be having security logs, you will be having system logs, all these things are there. Okay, so we have something like this that what we can use at the very specific time as well. So what we can do, we can clear the individual logs as well. So for that, let me just minimize this one for a minute and you know uh, let me just take you back to the your Kali machine. So here I was at the metapreter shell. So what I can do, I can use something like WEVT. Okay, whether it is working with this one or not. WEVT util CL. Okay, so it is not supported here. I think with the new one it will be supported, or we can use it from the CMD as well. Okay, so what we can do, we can go ahead and we can create the create or clear the logs as well, one by one. So I was just checking that whether it will be supported here. So there is a command like this one, WEVutil, and what you have to do, you have to just go there and check whether it is supported or not. Let me just check whether clear log is supported or not. Yeah, clear rev is supported. Great. So we have this WEVutil command which you can run and you can just give the application name that which log you want to clear. So you can run with that one as well, that specifically clearing that particular log itself. Okay. Now with this, more effective one is going to be the your clear rev. So once I will do this thing, what it is doing, it is clearing all the records from here. So you will see a heap of a record is going to be removed. So if I will refresh this page, okay, and then I will go ahead and check the application empty security, success added. Someone clear the log, right? So this is log that is recorded here. So all these things are going to be removed from here. So this is something that is happening over here right now. We are getting the clearing the logs as well. So whole event as well, you can go ahead and remove as well. So if I will be talking about the other slide, which was talking about the metasploitable. So even I can do it from both places because it is same. Like right now here, if I will open a new shell, okay, I'm opening a new shell as well. In there, if you want to see that there is the your cd slash var slash log, if you have visited this directory anytime, there will be lot of the different logs and because I installed a lot of files, so a lot of files also got installed and different log file firewalls and everything is there. Different logs you will be finding over there. So similarly, let's say you want to check syslog, there will be this is authentication log, there is going to be the syslog. So if you want to go, you can go to this something like sys. Okay, there is no syslog over here. So what we have here, sysstat. Okay, you can go in there, you can check, nothing is there. So then there is going to be the your auth log, right? Auth log 1, boot log, different logs are in this place. So there are different logs and everything that is going to be in there. Now if I will go back a bit and directly go to the file system or to the root. Oh, okay, so we will here. So what you can do, you can clear these logs as well. So same thing, like either do it from here or perform it from there. Like if you remember, through the Metasploit, I am connected into the Metasploitable 2 machine. Now this Metasploitable 2 machine, it is also Linux based. So either from here, I can go to a specific, let me just go ahead and check cd slash, or let me directly read the file, syslog file, cat slash var slash log slash syslog, and enter. Okay, so here, if I was here and I was doing the ls, you will see that there is going to be the syslog which I was unable to see here, right? So I can just simply do the syslog here, and you can see here is also the logs. So same thing, if you want to run it from the normal Linux machine, so I can give you the example either from here, and because this is also the machine, so you can see whole logs over here which you want to do and check. So which one you want to go and which one you want to clear, it's up to you. So there are different ways. So one I have mentioned in the slide and I will be showing you a bit different over here. So if I will go back, this was the one, covering track by clearing the tracks on the Metasploitable. So here, if you will notice, we go in here, there was a syslog which we were seeing, and then we are using command like using slash dev slash null over here, right? So this here, the whole thing, copy slash dev slash null to syslog. Okay, then copy slash dev slash null syslog over here, and what here, we read the syslog, then it will be empty. So using that method, which for some people is going to be so slash dev slash null, and it will be discarding anything that is written to it, right? So we can either use this kind of a thing that I don't want anything to be written onto that syslog file further on, so I can use that thing, and it is much better option as well because it will be doing what, it will be not allowing anyone to write anything over there itself. So this is the one thing that you can use, or if I want to completely clear this thing out, okay, so what I can do, I can go on to the your Kali machine at this part in here. Now simply I can do something like a very simple command, echo. Okay, where I was, okay, simply first of all let me cd this one out, cd your root folder. Now here, let me do something like echo, and I will do what? Space and a blank. And then I can write something like this, greater than sign, and in your var slash log slash syslog. So I'm saying whatever is written over there, remove it or replace it with the your particular hmm, look like I should have copied this. Okay, okay. This is something that I need to keep copied. Copy selection and Control Shift V. Control Shift V. And if you will see that when I am running this thing again and again, cat slash where slash log slash syslog. So what is happening? Nothing, right? Empty. So now it is not giving me any more of the logs. Why? Because we clear the whole log over there. Even what we can do, you can pick and clear like each individual one. So syslog is clear, but remember we were seeing something like auth log. So I can do something like slash where slash your log, and then there was the auth log, right? Auth dot log. This was the one another folder or directory in there. So similarly right now, and remember this is the connection that we are having through the Metasploit MSF framework. Okay, so just to remind you, this is the MSF console one, which is we are getting right now. So through that I'm controlling. Okay, I'm not in the normal one. It is the through the Metasploiter. I am connected to the Metasploitable machine. You can see here Metasploitable 2. I'm connected here, and this is the authentication log. So what I can do, so, you need to write a specific thing like which one you want to delete, like SSHD or, cron one, who logged in, which one you want to clear. So you need to create a query like that. So I'll be actually creating the whole thing. So what I will do, SED, you can pick up very specific which one you want to clear. Okay. So you have to give it over here, like I'm saying, all that which is logged in via the backdoor. So I can do something like BACKDR. For example, I'm giving this thing, okay? And then which is extended by D, like here. All these things which is through the backdoor, I have gained the access, just delete them. So what I will do, I will do something like this. And from where? Slash var slash your log slash your authentication dot log. From this folder, you can run this thing. So this is just the example. So this is not the exactly the one which we are using. So it is saying B it can find, but ACKDER it cannot find. So you have to change that particular one, which one you want to use over here. So you can change it to the something like, one more thing, that up arrows, down arrows will not be working here. So I have to be bit, typing like this, one by one. So it is like something like your SSH slash D like this, and then again slash where slash log slash auth dot log, right? Like this. Okay, so undetermined S command. Okay, so but I want to just give you the idea that which one you will be going ahead. So either you can directly write SSHD. So instead of like, writing anything like this, you can just simply like SSHD or cron job based one, which one you want to like, right? So I was trying to create a command which will be creating a lot, deleting the lot of these things, but we can find directly the SSHD or whichever one you want to delete. You can pick those one up and you can delete one up. So rather than, and it is why it is better. If you compare the both, if I'm saying individual one which you want to delete, okay, that is better as compared to you clear the whole log. Why is that? Okay, it is better. It will be not raising any suspicion, right? Okay, if everything is cleared, it will be raising the some suspicion that how it is clear. So for example, you log in with the, some backdoor. It will be showing something like backdoor, like I was trying to give some example ending with the D, like RSHSD. You need to go here and clear those log very specifically, pick them one, change them one over here. Even, you know, you can go and clear the history as well. Okay, so because this metasploitable is not used via the UI, or, I don't use that one over here. But in my shell, I can show you that there is going to be something like history as well, right? So with the history, what we can do, we can go ahead simply and, the commands, I think in the slides as well, I would have mentioned them. There will be something like this one. Okay, you can go history command and you can just simply history -c, and then you can go and clear the history as well if you want to do that. There are different options to these kind of things as well. So if you want to go ahead and you want to clear the history of shell, so if I'm talking about the Windows, if I open the CMD, so I think everyone will be familiar that CMD is having the kind of a temporary history. CMD is also a shell, right? So I'm doing anything like if ipconfig, right? Enter, and then type history over here, uh, slash history. What was the command? Uh, so what was the command of this? History hyphens. Okay. So this is, usually two things is the, working over here. So you can clear the history, means if you will close this one, it will be automatically cleared, right? So this is going to be your particular, when I'm using this one, this is going to be your usually the, cleared every time. Okay. So you can close this one, and next time if you will search it, this is gone. So what else is there for the PowerShell? When you are using PowerShell, you will be using commandlet, which will be with the clear history. So everything is going to be different over here. Yeah. So for commandlet, you will be using the uh, clear -history. Okay, that is the one thing. In this, in the PowerShell. Okay, CMD, you can use something like Alt plus F7 if you want to clear the history, Alt plus F7. Although if you will simply close the tab as well of CMD, it will be removed. It will be clear already. Now, apart from that, if you want to do something in the CMD, these are the commands that you can use as well. So all these are the options that is going to be in there. Now, you can use the command like, something like, first, let me just go back into the shell. Okay. Now in this place, what we can do, we can just simply go ahead and play around with your different format of clearing the things. So here, either you can just go ahead and simply start typing, or, there are third-party tool as well that people they try, love to use as well. So the size of your history file, you can, it is actually determined by the environment variable. So which is just like, your HIST size as well. So we can check what is the HIST size variable. So if I have to check it over here, so I can do something like echo dollar and just size. Okay, enter, and this is our 1000. So this is my history size. Now, if I want to change it or delete it, I have the option over here that I can simply do it like, make it like the history equals to 0 as well. Okay, or we can, multiple ways of doing it. Like I can go and I can do something like your echo command. Okay, with that again, empty, with that this, and then we can say it should be where the file will be in your tilt root folder. Okay, slash dot bash underscore history, right? If you'll be going like this, it will be clearing this one. Okay, and you can use, like in the slides we were using the history, and if you'll be going with the history command directly, spelling mistake was there actually, history. So you can see whole of my history over here. Okay, now we can go ahead and do something like history-c, and it will be clearing this thing. And then again, if I will run your, come on, oh, history is clear. That's why history and enter. It is only one command. History is coming up. Why? Because I just run it. So it clear all my commands over here. Okay. I'm running it locally. Okay. But same thing, like I was telling you, I am right now in the meta, exploitable, but there will be nothing in the history. So, if I want to do something like history, okay, history -c. So I can do that here as well. If I want to run the command like this, okay, although this history is already empty in the metasploitable, I'm connected with that. So this is something over this place. So this is another method of, what commands were run on your system, on your cells, you want to remove them. So here, these kind of the options over there, which you can use either the history, see over there. And another thing is there that you can use, you can do something like, I can change that, like export my hist size equals to 0. Now, our shell, if I will do something like this, okay, and now I do the run the history command. So you can see, earlier it was showing at least 1, but now it is showing 0, right? So I have defined my history size. Earlier I was just checking what it should be. So it was around 1000 bytes that was given to this. Okay, so a lot of commands. So a lot of things were being stored. So now I have done what? I have made it like 0, right? So it is going to store nothing, right? So you can do that as well if you want to sometime shred as well. So if I think I have the shred command directly installed or not, yeah, shred command is there. So if you want to delete your history file, you can use these shredders as well. Shred -z then give the root, oh, slash root your slash dot, it is hidden, dot is mentioning it is a hidden file, underscore history, and you can shred that history file as well. Okay, so -zu switch, it will overwrite the history with the zeros and then delete it, right? So if you have heard about the zero delete, shredding, or zero delete, so this is something that you will be doing, right? Before deleting, you replace all things with the zero and then shred this file. So if you want to do, you can use this command as well to shred your whole directory itself. So these things are going to be in there. So this will make task, recovery task very tough. Okay. So for, forensic people, they will be unable to get hold of this whole file itself, right? So you can use command like this as well, setting the size to 0. So let me just remember this, and let me just quickly change my size here as well. Okay, else it will be the same. Okay, so here, oh, that's why export list size equals to, I will make it this time 100. Okay, so that at least some history I could save over here and just go and use these shortcuts while I was working with this thing. So these kind of a thing you can do as well. You can read, write, overwrite, lot of the things you can do over here, right? So it's just up to you changing the history, clearing the history. So these kind of the forensic tracks are also being used by the attacker to protect themselves from the different places. So if I will talk just, one, two things more theoretically, okay. So there are going to be these, third-party tools as well that can be used. Like there is something which is called your, what is the name? No, I am keep remembering the Shodan, not the Shodan. The name of the tool, one of the favorite one we're using for the very long time. The name of the tool is going to be, okay. So if you will be reading that, okay, just okay. So there was a tool. I will try to remember his name. Yeah, suddenly I remember. Shamoon. Okay, Shamoon is a malware which you can use to clear the log or clear any kind of a file. So attacker, they can use a tool like a Shamoon as well to go ahead and clear whole event, whole file itself, right? Then you can do something like these kind of a thing. Even you can go ahead and change or forge the events as well. It's just up to you. Like if you're in the, if you're in the Windows, you want to steal someone's token. So that metapreter that you were having, that connection, oh, hopefully I haven't closed this one. So if there are different users that is running. So this was the one. So there is something like steal underscore token. Yeah, like this command. So you can go with the steal token. Then, if you are familiar, if you open task manager, there is a lot of processes running, right? Each process is run by the one specific user. So if you want to steal the token, right? So you can do something like this, steal token, and give the process ID like there is 135. I don't know whether there is 135 or not. We can check this thing with the process ps command. You run this command, you will be seeing the process. So you need to enter these PIDs that is over there, right? So like 444. So you can do something like steal token 445, okay, and enter, right? So you steal the token with the username NT authority, because who was the parents, who was running this, who was the user. So you steal a token with process ID this. Now the process, the using this token, you can run any of the command, and now that user, its user will be shown as this. You are stealing someone else's token, and now whatever I will be doing, it will be shown that this user, NT user system, it is doing this thing, not the other user, any user's name. So it will be showing that with this permission of NT authority system, you are performing all your tasks. So this is something, forging or changing the, kind of the, your tokens and, event log, these things also preferable as well. So, if you want to do these things, there is option. So shedding option also, I was showing you that, doing these kind of things. And one of the last thing that you can do is something like using the time changing technique, which will be like, going with the, there is again, you can use the command in the metapreter, which will be time stomp. Okay, time stomp. Okay, and then give the file name, which file you want to change the, like there is a rk.docs file. For this one, I want to change its timing and everything. So I will do something like docs. So -z and fake time. Like I was saying, this file was last accessed on the 7/21, whatever the format you are using, 2023, right? And then the date as well, like space, there should be space, and after space, there should be the your time, like at 18 hour, 18 minute, 18 second, and then this. So it will be changing the timestamp of any file that you want to change. So these kind of things also you can perform over here with the your meta exploitable as well. So again, with this metapreter shell that where we are having, hopefully time stomp will be still there. So you can use this thing to change it, right? So all these kind of things are available that you can use or utilize to clear your tracks itself. Okay, so this is the very last thing for the day. So I know today was a bit, I would say, advanced kind of a steps that what we were doing. And hopefully everyone got the point or the idea behind this, that why we are doing these things. Okay, so this is it, guys. This is it for the day.